Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to Cricspert. And today we've got a very special episode because we have the World Test Championship final in the coming 2 days, which is on 18th of June. And to discuss about that, I've got Diya with me from 12th Man Corner, and we'll be discussing a lot of things on the show today. We'll be discussing about the ideal playing 11 for Team India, the 15 men squad, announced by both the teams. So let's have a look at what the 15 member squad of Team India looks like. So here it is. As you can see that India have announced their 15 member squad. They've got Ishant Sharma, Mohammad Shami, Umesh Yadav, Mohammad Siraj, Jasprit Bumrah as their bowlers. So Dia, let's start the discussion. What do you think about this 15-member squad which has been announced by Team India?
Okay, so first of all, Akshar Patel missed out on this one because although he was the captain, on that. And looking at our bowlers, Umesh Yadav is there. Like we have a good pace attack, pace bowling attack that is there. As you can see, five paces are there. We might not get to see him in the 15-man squad, but I guess he's fine now. And now Rishabh Pant has a contender. Uh, you know, that who is going to be the wicket keeper for us. Hopefully, I guess it's going to be Rishabh Pant, but still, it's good to see Saha back, knowing that it's going to be in England conditions, and you need really good wicket keeping skills as well for that. And yes, KL Rahul missed out on that. And now we know that our short shot openers who our short shot openers are going to be. That's Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill, because that's Mayank Agarwal is also not there and KL Rahul is also not there. So I think it's a pretty good and a balanced squad. Although we know what can be a probable 11, unless Kohli does something like Kohli that we just something unexpected. So that is there. But the team looks pretty much balanced, and yeah.
And as you mentioned about Virat Kohli, the first key battle to look out for is Kane Williamson versus Virat Kohli. Both have been the modern day greats, as they say. Virat Kohli, we know that he's in a good touch, but as we all know that people expect him to score those big hundreds in every match. And when he gets out below 100, then people start talking about that he's not in that good form. But we know that he is pretty good when it comes to the pressure situations. He's been a prolific run getter across all three formats. So pretty much expected from both of them. Williamson, he didn't do really well in the recently concluded England series, so he'll be eyeing for that big 100 in the final. And Virat Kohli, as we all know, he's looking hungry because as a captain, he wants to get this trophy under his cabinet. So, Dia, what are your thoughts on this? Kane Williamson on one hand, Virat Kohli on one hand, both, really good to watch. A classical cover drives they've got. Your thoughts on this?
Well, this battle has not started by like recently. It has been going since 2008 when they were captains of the respective under 19 cricket teams when India lifted the trophy. So in 2008 under 19 World Cup, and then came the 2019 World Cup when they both were against each other. Of course, New Zealand won that match, but again, both are modern day greats looking at this match, and both must be hungry to score some amount of runs, because in 2019, if I look at the records, of course, both of them didn't score much runs in the semi-finals as we expected them to. So I think this is a very big final, and none of them have lifted a trophy yet, an ICC trophy. So both must be eyeing as captains that they need to step up and get their A game in, to make their team win. Although I will say I saw that Kohli's record at this stadium, Southampton Asia's Bowl, is quite good. He's the highest run scorer for us in that ground. And Kane Williamson is yet to play over in the stadium. New Zealand hasn't played any test match over here. So I think Kohli then knows the pitch conditions better than what Kane Williamson does. And as you mentioned, but the recently concluded Test series, he also got injured and he missed out on the second Test match. Although now he's of course made a comeback. So this is also one thing that how his injury was, and if he has fully recovered or not out of it. So that can also play a great role. So I am really expecting that Kohli this time should step up for us the way he proved himself in England in 2018. Something of that sort we all are expecting from him.
Obviously, all the fans would be expecting him to continue from where he left in England on
Yeah.
that 2018 tour in the Test series. And here's a question from Yatharth: thoughts on Rohit Sharma versus Trent Bolt. So, what are your thoughts on this? Because I recently read about Shane Bond mentioning about Trent Bolt bowling him in the nets, and he was getting all the balls on the pads. And your thoughts on this?
Well, Trent Bolt, I always thought is going to be a threat against us, because especially Rohit Sharma, his only weakness, if that's there, is the left arm pace, that he struggles against. So that will be there, because he has struggled against left arm pace, and he has gotten out to uh, Trent Bolt quite a lot of times in India as well. So that is something to be considered, because now the conditions are going to be like it's England first off, and the ball is going to swing, and Trent Bolt can be really lethal of a bowler on that pitch. So it's really important that how Rohit is going to tackle him, how he is going to play him, and of course it depends on technique first off. I hope that he has worked on it. He has played against him in Mumbai Indians, so he must be knowing and he must be prepared against him in a better manner. I'm expecting that. And yeah, it's going to be one of the key battles to look out for. And yeah,
And
I'm not hoping that
also,
Train Ball should get the better of Rohit. Rohit should get some runs under his belt this time.
yeah, all the Indians would be hoping for him to, score that big double hundred, because when he
Yeah,
gets going, it's just lovely to watch him bat all day long.
yeah,
And, New Zealand have got one more left armer, Neil Wagner. So your thoughts
yeah,
on him? Because if I remember, he was the one who actually troubled Indian batsmen more than Trent Bolt as a
yeah.
left arm pacer in New Zealand.
And I also read like recently the pitch report came and we got to know that there's going to be a lot of bounce on the pitch. So he's a bowler, who is very good with his short deliveries as well. So that will also be one of the key factors that his bowling will definitely come handy on a bouncy track like this. So yeah, last time as well, sorry, who took wickets against us. So Neil Wagner is, again, I would say that it's not going to be easy. Both the teams have got great fast bowlers at the end, because if they have Neil Wagner, we have Jasprit Bumrah, we have Mohammad Shami. So their batsmen are going to also be facing trouble. But it's, I think, the deciding factor in a match like this is going to be who is going to bowl. Both the teams are going to bowl well, but it will come down to who is going to bat better on a pitch like that, which is definitely going to like be more helpful to the bowlers, because yeah, Southampton is that kind of a pitch that will favor the bowlers. So at the end, in these 5 days, it will come down to who is going to bat in a better manner, who is going to hang in there. The bowlers from both the sides are really tough to face. So yeah, if you bat better, if you show intent, then yeah, that team will definitely win.
And also, rain predicted for, I would say, almost 3 days. So, what should be the ideal thing to do on that kind of track, that Southampton has? Even the pitch curator has been saying that the pitch is a lot drier and it'll assist the spinners from the fourth
Yeah.
day onwards. And Nikhil has also got something here with rain blooming around the finals of the World Test Championship. Whom will the overcast condition favor, and what should the team winning the toss do first?
Well, England is, although it's England summer, but it's always overcast. We all know that. So I think I read the records and I saw that, the team who has batted first has won twice, and the team who has bowled first has won once. It has been drawn 3 times. So that's what the record says. So I will definitely, in test match, I've always favored for us to bowl first, because it's not easy to bat in the fourth innings. And our record, although Rishabh Pant changed the entire equation of the fourth innings in Gaba, but overall record, if we see, it's not easy to bat in the fourth innings, and knowing that it's going to be spinning in the later half of the test match. So we have Ravindra Jadeja, we have Ravichandran Ashwin, who can make really good use of the pitch with their spin bowling. So I think it's better, if we won the toss, we'll definitely choose to bat first, and I think that will favor us in the later half of the match, when we'll get to bowl on a treacherous, that will become a treacherous track. As you said, it's going to be dry and bouncy, so it will not be easy to play on that track. So it's better we bat first and then bowl in the end to bowl them out.
Well, that's interesting. That's very, very interesting. And let's talk about the openers. रोहित शर्मा के बारे में हम लोगों ने बात कर ली है. Let's talk about Shubman Gill. Shubman Gill played his last innings at the Gaba. He scored somewhat 78, if I'm not wrong.
92, 94, 92. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, 94, 92.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he looked pretty solid out there. But the problem which he has is those incoming deliveries, just like Rohit Sharma has. Rohit Sharma has got the in swinging on the pads, and Shubman Gill plays away from the body, so the incoming delivery troubles him a lot.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this? Rohit Sharma opening with Shubman Gill. Do you think that this is going to be the opening pair for us in the final?
If I look at, as we saw the squad, the 15-man squad, these are the only two openers who seem to be opening, because there is no KL or Mayank. So I think, the way, in Australia as well, we saw that, they have this camaraderie, and they have, in their very, it was some first opening pair crossed 50 odd runs. So this is something, I think they have that camaraderie, that partnership between them, that favors us to some extent. Of course, technical glitches is something, and he's very new in his career. So this is something that is there, and people will definitely love to exploit those, weaknesses that Shubman Gill possess. But of course, if he wants to be that good world-class batsman, he would realize that on time. And he had a lot of time, I guess, it was like 1-2 months off that he got. And I think he would have definitely worked on his techniques, because against England, we saw that, everyone saw that this was his weakness, as you mentioned. So I think New Zealand is also aware of that. And Shubman Gill should try to, evade it, and, try to correct his stance. And yeah, that should be there. But Rohit and Shubman are the ones who should be opening for us. Rohit has been the second highest run scorer for us in this entire World Test Championship. So his records are good. And I'm really hoping for, it is his time to prove himself in the outside conditions as well, because he hasn't yet played a match, in New Zealand or in England. Against Australia, of course, he did. So yeah, this is his time to prove his worth in England as well. So these are the two players who are going to open for us.
And let's talk about Ajinkya Rahane, who has actually scored 1,095 runs at an average of 43.80 in this World Test Championship cycle. He has been a rock solid middle order player for Team India. Although the recent record doesn't show what he's capable of, but we all know what standards he have, because he has been mentored by someone we all know as the Wall, Rahul Dravid. And last time when he went to England, he did well in some parts. He also got a century at the Green Top at the Lords in 2014. That's the best inning of him I remember.
Yeah.
So how do you look into this? Let's say if India somehow get to a good start, let's say 76 for 1, let's be optimistic, 76 for 1 after 35 overs, and then you've got Cheteshwar Pujara batting, and India loses another wicket somehow. And then how important it is for someone like Ajinkya Rahane to come in and stabilize the inning when the second new ball is due.
Well, Ajinkya Rahane has a great amount of experience, he's our vice captain, but, now his position also comes into question, because he hasn't been that consistent as we thought, because when he produces a good innings that we saw in Melbourne, that everyone remembers, it's worth remembering. But when he doesn't perform, it's really important for you to be consistent and step up for your team, and it's very important, and that he did in Melbourne. And this was something similar kind of condition where Kohli was also not there, and we were very precarious situation where he stepped up and performed for us. And I think he is a very technically sound batsman who has the capability to survive on a treacherous track like that, where there is bounce, swing, spin. He is able to play everything. So this is what we expect from him. And again, on a big match like that, you would want your big players as well to step up and score some amount of runs, whether it's 50 odd runs, 40 odd runs, whatever contributes, in the good for the team. So I am like, again, if something of that situation happens, although Chiteshwar Pujara is also yet due of a big 100 or big score, so our team, if I look at them, I don't really think that any one of our top order has performed that well, that we can say that this is our go-to batsman, because Kohli also, as everyone has been saying, he hasn't got any 100. Chiteshwar Pujara, Ajinkya Rahane, so our most bankable players haven't stepped up yet. Maybe they're saving their luck for this match or something, I don't know. But yeah, they have, I guess, I'm just hoping that all of them step up together, because it's our entire playing 11 who is going to perform in this final. So it's good that everyone steps up rather than one player scoring 100. 100 is not important always. It's like how you are contributing towards your team. So that's very important. Even if you score 40 odd runs, even if you go on to play like the new ball, as you mentioned, and score 10 odd runs, that's fine, so that the other batsman can come in and play the old ball that's like rather easy to play. So that's very important. And I guess the team would have discussed among themselves that who is in a good form, who is in a good touch, and how things are going to be. So yeah.
And as you mentioned about Chiteshwar Pujara, Romit has something to say here. Pujara will be the key. He has to block at least 150 balls, फिर बारिश आ जाएगा. So Romit is expecting that Pujara plays long innings and then the rain will take care. So I think it's really difficult because जब 3 दिन तक वहां पे ऑलमोस्ट रेन है तो रिजल्ट आना थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है. नोइंग व्हाट एक्चुअली हैपेंड विद न्यूजीलैंड इन द फर्स्ट टेस्ट मैच, वहां पे रेन से एक डे वॉश आउट हो गया था, फिर
Yeah.
पैचेस में वहां रेन हुई, तो बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है. बट लेट्स होप फॉर द बेस्ट. लेट्स होप दैट वी गेट टू सी full and I would say a competing match in the final, worthy of a final. Uh, let's talk about someone who has I would say who actually had the best of his test career in England. He took 18 wickets at an average of 24.27 back in 2018, and I'm talking about Ishant Sharma. How important will he be when it comes to the bowling with the new ball, with the old ball?
Um, Ishant Sharma. Okay, my battery is low. Can you give me just a minute? I have to attach my charger. Just a minute. Sorry.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. So, all those who are watching this live can actually ask your questions in the comments, can post your thoughts on the comments, and we'll look to take that, we'll look to discuss on that. So, okay, let's see what comments we have got so far. Okay, so Tanmay is saying India versus England women is live. Yeah, India versus England women is live. Yeah, Diya.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I hadn't put up my charger, like my laptop on charge, so I just put it up. So yeah. So I was talking about Ishant Sharma. Am I audible? Sunny's screen froze up.
You are audible.
Okay, your screen is actually frozen. I don't know if something is wrong from my side or something.
You can go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, Ishant Sharma, as we know that how vital he has become over these past 2-3 years for us in in Test cricket, especially because the way he has worked on his wrist action, that and his height also favors us. And as we saw Southampton,
Okay, I think there has been some network issue with Dia. So, we were talking about Ishant Sharma, who has taken actually 18 wickets. Last time he was there in England in 2018, and Ishant has been a strong contributor in India's consistent paced battery across the World Test Championship, claiming 36 wickets across 11 matches and providing no respite for the batting orders in the period. Only Ravichandran Ashwin has claimed more wickets so far for Team India. And Ishant Sharma is someone who actually had best of uh, his careers in England. He played most of the test matches in England. He did really well there, be it in 2014 or be it in 2018. He has been you know a key bowler to look out for. And so we've talked about Ishant Sharma. Now let's talk about Jasprit Bumrah. Well, we all know that Jasprit Bumrah has been really, really good with the new ball, and the length which he bowls at. It's really difficult for the batsman to. Uh, okay, yeah. So I was saying, Jasprit Bumrah bowls at such a length, which actually becomes for the batsman to, take on to. It becomes really difficult for the batsman to, hit along that line, and challenging both edges with his new ball. Bumrah has taken 14 wickets at an average of 25.92 in the test matches held in England, and he'll be interested to rattle out the opposition for a modest total. And I think we might have to wrap up the show because because there is some network issue with Dia. So we'll try to get her back on the show on some other day. So till then, India has great. Okay. So Nikhil is saying India has great players in all departments, and I hope their combined effort results in a victory for Team India. Well, that's great. That's great. And there have been very funny comments. Let's take those comments. Nikhil saying Ashwin Jadeja combination has proven victorious for us in the last 20 matches they've played together. So shall we go with 4-1 or 3-2 combination with respect to the bowlers? Well, in my personal opinion, I would have said, I'll go with the 3-2 combination. 3-2 combination, Jadeja, Ashwin, Ishant, Siraj, and Bumrah. So that's my combination for this World Test Championship. If you've got some other combination, you can comment below and we'll take that comment here. And Romit has got one more comment, and that's Rohit will score 2 ducks. So, guys, let me remind you that this man is best at reverse jinxing. No one can do it better than Romit because this man has been spot on with his, I would say, with his reverse jinxing. And let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I think we got to wrap it up here. We'll continue it in the next episode because there is some network issues. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so Dia is back with us after a little bit break. So welcome back, Dia. We were talking about Ishant Sharma.
Yeah, and I got cut. Actually, there is rain going on over here, and my Wi-Fi, my mobile data, nothing is working. I'm just managing somehow now. So yeah, coming to Ishan Sharma, as I mentioned that he has become so important for us in these couple of 2 3 years, and the way he has worked on his wrist action, and that helped his bowling to a lot of extent. His height is something that favors us. So if Southampton, as I read that it's going to be a bouncy track, so his and I'm not expecting that much amount of swing. There will be pace, there will be bounce. That is typical Ishan Sharma wicket, according to me. He loves pace, he loves bounce. So he's going to play a really important role for us. He didn't get a chance to play in Australia, so and again, he has done a great job in England as well. Who can forget that 7 wicket haul he took in Lords? So the England conditions definitely favor him, and I am expecting him as well as a senior bowler among all the fast bowlers that we have got. So his role will be really important for us, in the finals.
And Nikhil has got a comment here. He's asking, shall we go with a 4-1 combination or a 3-2 combination with respect to the bowlers?
Well, it's a final, and you always want to play to your strength. And our strength lies in our pacers as well as our spinners equally. And our spinners, Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja and Ravichandran Ashwin. Well, Ashwin is the highest wicket taker for us in this tournament, 67 wickets in 13 matches. That's crazy. And on the other hand, Ravindra Jadeja, the way he has emerged as a batsman, you would want to, we all already have a very, short batting lineup, and Ravindra Jadeja is covering up for that batting thing as well as his bowling. So you cannot miss a key player like him. And Ashwin is a short selection, no doubt about it. And if, as the curator mentioned, it's going to be a spinning track, you would want to play to your strengths and get your spinners in. And New Zealand is not very good in playing spin. Ashwin's record against New Zealand is very good. He has got the better of. Like a lot of players like Ross Taylor, Tom Latham, I guess all these players have gotten out to him. So it's going to be really important. And Ravindra Jadeja, the batsman, is going to be really important for us. And our three paces are enough to do the job for us, as we have seen. So this is where our strength lies, and our pacers. I'm going with Shami, and Ishan Sharma and Bumrah are the short ones. So Shami is playing according to me. The pitch is going to favor him. If we get to see reverse swing, then he can be as lethal as he is. So yeah, three paces and two spinners is what I think is going to be.
Well, on my opinion, I've got a little different bowling lineup, just one change. Instead of Mohammad Shami, I would have got Mohammad Siraj because what he had done in that Border Gavaskar trophy, with
Yeah.
with the new ball, with the old ball. So it's a little bit of headache for Team India because you got to have your best playing 11 on the day of a final, and you got to make sure that everyone you've included in that 11 clicks on that big day, because that's when you tend to win those big pressure games. So I think we've talked about Rohit Sharma, we've talked about Shubman Gill, we've talked about Chiteshwar Pujara, and Varnata saying Kohli's turn coming. So Varnata, we've already talked about Virat Kohli. The matchup between him and Kane Williamson. One player which we have to talk about is Rishabh Pant. The way he played against England in that Test series, the way he did well in Australia. That fourth innings he actually turned in our favor at the Gabba, and that scoop he played to James Anderson is something, a treat to watch. What are you expecting from him in this final? Are you expecting him to play that scoop to Tim Saudi or any other bowler?
Definitely, a player like him, as there's this term maverick, and or should I say unorthodox. This is something that defines Rishabh Pant. So you expect the unexpected from him. If we have got the players who play those conventional shots like Chiteshwar Pujara, Virat Kohli, and Ajinkya Rahane, these players are there who play conventional, proper cricketing shots. Then we, in among all these set of players, you need one who is like one unorthodox player who comes out unexpectedly and changes the game in our favor. So he is that kind of a player for us, and he has improved upon his wicket keeping skills. His form has been great. 2021 has been really good for Rishabh Pant as a player. He got the Test cricketer of the ICC Test cricketer of the month as well. So all these things must have given him a lot of confidence. And in the recently, this test match that was played, practice test match, he scored, I guess, 100 or something. So he's still in a very good touch, I will say. So expecting him as well, if we get, if wickets are falling down, he will still not be scared to play those shots that he loves to, because that's what his strength is. He would not shy away from going for a shot rather than believing in defense. For that we have players like Chiteshwar Pujara. So I think Rishabh Pant again is going to be that player who will keep the scoreboard ticking for us, and that's going to be really important.
And I've just got to talk about Ravichandran Ashwin because Sanjay Manjrekar has made a comment on him, saying that he actually doesn't consider Ashwin to be one of the great because his Sena record is not that good. So I think as a fan, we are really happy for it because last time he criticized a player, that man performed brilliantly in that semi-final, and now the all the fans must be hoping for the same from Ravichandran Ashwin. So your take on this, Ashwin's record in Sena countries and Manjrekar's tweet or comment on him.
Well, I don't know what is okay, the past records can say that everyone has been saying that Ravichandran Ashwin is a in India track bully or something of that sort, that where the track is spinning he is going to do well. But I think he has also changed a lot, especially after he got excluded from the ODIs and the T20 squad. He has performed well for us in New Zealand. He has performed well for us in Australia as well, as a batsman too. So I think he's one of the key players that we have got, who has to perform for us, who has to step up for us in a key game like this. And that's what we expect from him. And he has the, like, you are a Delhi Capitals fan, so you can tell in a better manner that how Ashwin has emerged as a bowler, as a T20 bowler as well. So Test cricket is his speciality, so we always expect the best out of him. So again, Ravichandran Ashwin, the highest wicket taker for us, is carrying a lot of confidence. One of the really key player for us. Throughout the test matches. So his role is going to be really important, and he will be playing for us in this match as well. Sanjay Manjrekar, I think every expert have their own opinion that they have the whole right to express, and that will give the player even more motivation to perform in the best way possible. So I hope it reverse jinxes or something, and Ashwin does well for us.
And I think for reverse jinx, we can all go to Romit because he has been, I would say, spot on with his reverse jinxing. Yeah, Nikhil is saying that Pant scored 121 of 95 balls in that practice match, and
Yeah.
Gill went on to score 85 of 135 balls, which is really good for all the Indian cricket fans because last time when Rishabh Pant scored a century in a practice match, he actually made it possible for us to win
Well,
the Test series in Australia. So let's hope that he continues this trends and we get to witness
yeah.
ICC trophy title win after 2013. Uh, I think we've talked about almost everyone. If any final thoughts you have before we wrap up the show?
Well, I'll just say that, we all are carrying a lot of expectations, and, it will all come down to that final session, or, that final day. And just hoping for Team India to perform in the best way possible. We should not be creating pressure situations for them as fans. It's our responsibility to cheer them for them, and, motivate them in the best way possible, because I guess this is our best chance to win, for Virat Kohli, the captain, as well, to finally win an ICC, trophy. So really hoping for India to win and get the revenge of 2019 semi-final as well. So hoping for the best.
And I think that's it from us, guys. Thank you, everyone who's actually watching us. We'll discuss about the New Zealand's playing 11 in the next episode. And as we move inch closer to the World Test Championship final, we are all hoping for Team India to lift the ICC title after 2013. And as we all know that Virat Kohli has been blessed with a baby girl few months back. So let's hope that it turns in favor of him. It brings the lucky charm which once Gautam Gambhir had when he won the 2014 title with KKR in the IPL. So that's it from us. Till then, goodbye, take care, and have a nice day. So I would like to thank Dia also for joining in, for being here on the show, and thank you everyone who's been watching, who's been there on the live commenting and asking their questions. Thank you everyone. Bye bye. Take care. We'll meet you soon.